Hello again. Okay, let's play another 10-minute game. See how we get on this time. Okay, I'm playing black. I'm playing against Spartan C 1991 from Bosnia and Herzegovina. They've played D4, which I don't like this opening particularly. They're possibly going to be playing the London system. I need to move before I run out of time. So to prevent that, I like to play the England Gambit. Objectively, I believe this isn't a great thing for black, but there is a trap that white can fall into if they haven't seen it before. We'll find out now. Okay, they have seen it, so that's the right move to make. So now I'll just attack this pawn. They're defending. I'll put more pressure on the pawn here, and if they take, I'll take back with the bishop. Now I know that's breaking an opening principle of moving the same piece twice. That would double my pawns, so I think I'll just defend here, and then my plan is to bring my knight out next and then castle, watching for this because there'll be a fork there. Okay, where's my opponent going with that bishop? Because obviously this pawn prevents the bishop coming any further. They could have just castled, so let's see, they can come here or here. Well, they're not going to come to either of these squares because I can take with the knight now that the bishop's there. So if they come here, that prevents the knight coming out, but it does target this pawn. So yeah, I think I'll just stick with my plan, develop the knight, not spend too much time thinking about it. They have taken. Well, I don't want to take with the pawn because then I'd have double pawns here, and that was the reason why I put the bishop there. So let's go ahead and do that. And my position's looking okay. Now, I might delay castling for the moment because I'm not sure why they've pushed this pawn here, because my bishop isn't on this diagonal anymore. Normally you do that to stop the bishop coming here and pinning the knight, but that's not an option at the moment. I could take the knight. I'm not going to though, because that just helps them to develop. So the question is, do I now put my queen somewhere to give me the option to castle either way, or do I just castle this side? I'm kind of thinking that I might just put my queen out. Where though? This one or this one? Yeah. Well, the knight can come here. I could, of course, I could just push a pawn here to stop the knight, but I don't think I need to do that. Yeah, I think here if I'm going to move the queen, because if I move it here, it's not protecting the knight anymore. Not that it's under threat. Or shall I just castle? Yeah, I think I might just do this and keep my opponent guessing which way I'm going to castle. So they may delay as well and just bring their knight out now. Okay. So are they preparing this move so that if I take, they take back, opening up the file for... But I don't think that really works, does it? Because then I'll just take the pawn with check. So which way do I want to castle? I like the idea of castling this way, because then I can bring this rook here and both my rooks will be nicely on these. Well, this is an open file, there's no pawns on it. This is a half open file, so I do like that. I do have to watch for them advancing the pawns, but I think my bishops are well placed. Yeah, let's castle long. And then I might need to move the yeah, well, that knight's not going anywhere because of my bishops. So let's just continue my plan, bring my other rook to the centre. And I'm actually quite happy with this position now. I might want to bring the king over. So I don't want to allow this really. And maybe I will, yeah, this is what I'm expecting. But possibly the rook over, and then they'll start pushing this pawn. Maybe. I've also seen this here, so if I can get my queen onto this square, well I can't at the moment. What do I do to attack? I need a plan here. So what about, no, I don't want to give up any of my bishops. Really, I could start just pushing my pawns actually to put pressure on the king. I don't want to do that one. Well, I could push this first. Could also bring the knight back here with a view to come in here, attacking this. If they take, I take with the queen, and then I got the battery lined up here, so that's an idea. But I'm actually thinking I might just start pushing pawns. At some point I might need to move the king over here because this pawn is not protected. And here we go, they're going to start advancing this way, so that move wouldn't be great for me. But then perhaps I can drop the bishop back if they push again. Let's just continue with my plan. If they push again here, I think I'll just put the bishop, yeah. Okay, so yeah, they want to attack. So now, if I push here now, where's the knight going? They might take back, but then I can take here. The other thing I could do is stop this advance, or maybe I'll just take no notice of it for now. The knight's not going to go here. The knight could come here, but then doesn't that allow this? Yeah, I think it does. So let's just do it. Let's just go aggressive and attack them. The knight could come here, but then again it allows me to do this. And I'm actually quite liking how this is panning out at the moment. They have taken, so let's just take back. And now I've got okay, this knight's protecting it at the moment, but what? Okay, so they think that they're attacking my knight, but twice. But I can just take. Okay. Let's work this one out then. Do I take with the bishop, or do I just take with the knight? So if I take with the knight, it's attacking the rook. They obviously can't take back with the king because it's protected. I just up a knight. Then my queen can come here. If I take with the bishop, they have to move the king. Then I can move the queen here. I mean, that's more of a forcing move. I think I can just do that. I think they've made a mistake here, surely. So now if I put the queen here, if they push the pawn, thinking they're attacking my queen, I can check with the knight. No, that doesn't work, does it? Because they'll just take. Okay, I need to work this out now. Right, they can't take the knight with the queen because it's protected. They can't take the bishop because it's protected. And whoa, where's all my time gone? Let's come here. I need to move quickly now. See, I've been talking too much. Let's just come here. And then take with check. Take with check. King's got to go here, and then I think that's checkmate. Oh, 46 seconds left. Crikey. Wow. That worked out really well. So I suspect that, let's just do the analysis. So I suspect the reason they lost there is because I took them out of their opening prep. So they may have been attempting to play the London, and obviously this stops the bishop coming out. So if that is what they'd prepared for, then this would have thrown them, and that may be why I was able to take advantage. And as I mentioned, if you look at the computer evaluation, it's saying +1 for white. So objectively, this isn't a good opening for black, but it does often confuse the opponent. So, and there's a trap here, so that they took, which is normal. That's often what happens. And then my next move is the bishop here. And the reason for this bishop, so they push the pawn, which is the correct move. So they may have seen this before, or maybe they realised. So here's the trap. The trap is that quite often the opponent will play the knight here to protect this pawn, which is out here on a limb. Then I would play pawn here. They would take. That's very often what happens. Thinking that if I take back with my pawn, then I've got an isolated pawn. If I take back with the bishop, then I've moved the bishop twice. But there's a trick here that I developed the knight to here, which looks like a mistake. It looks like I've just messed up. And I'd hope that they would take it, thinking that was foolish. But if you see what's just about happened to the evaluation bar, taking that knight was a mistake. And the reason for it is that I go check here, and the king can't come here because of my queen. And the only thing they can do is take, and then I can take their queen. So I've lost a bishop and a knight, and I'm down one pawn, but I've got their queen. And I'm threatening to take more material, which is going to happen. And the next thing that they're going to want to do is save the bishop, presumably. You know, they might bring the bishop out somewhere because the knight's protected. You know, so they bring the bishop here, protected by the knight. Then I would just take the pawn. And now I'm threatening to take here, and so on. So I just start grabbing some pieces before retreating my queen. And this pawn isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I can't castle at the moment because the pawn's preventing me, but, you know, knight here, and I can get this pawn back fairly easy. So that's the tactic in the England Gambit, at least the version of it I play. But they prevented that immediately with this, which is actually not too bad for me either, because they've just blocked in this bishop as well. So then, instead of going for the tactic, instead of pushing here, I simply just make another developing move, attacking this pawn, forcing them to defend, and so on. And, you know, this is what happened here. So far, so good. I mean, objectively, I'm worse, but my opponent didn't capitalize on that. Knight out, still about the same. They took. Yeah, and now actually, yeah, I said at the time I didn't understand this move. It didn't make any sense. I'm actually slightly ahead now. That move just did not make any sense whatsoever. Now, well, the computer's saying I should have just castled this way. But the second move was Queen E7, which is what I played. So, yeah, that was perfectly okay. And then my opponent made another passive move, because I don't know what they thought I was going to do here. Whether they thought I was going to bring the bishop here, pin in there, bishop, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. What was the best move for me? Rook D8. Well, it was to bring the rook over, not even to castle. Anyway, I castled long. That was still fine. Oh, well, yeah, it's okay. Knight out. Should have gone bishop E4. E4. Here. Bishop, what, offering to exchange, really? Oh, I guess that pins the bishop to the queen. Well, actually, no, the computer's actually changed its evaluation now. Rook H, E8. So, okay, so I did play the right move there. So yeah, so if you look at the position I've got here, which was what I was attempting to do, I've got a nice solid position. All my pieces are supporting each other. They're all developed. My rooks are connected. My king's nice and safe. Yeah, I've got weaknesses here, but my opponent hasn't castled yet, and yeah, they've made a couple of pointless pawn moves here, which didn't help them. And then they castled. Yeah, and then I just start pushing. My opponent's saying I should have gone, the computer's saying I should have gone G5 straight away. How interesting. Oh, and that my opponent should not take it back. The only thing I can think about this move is if it encourages them to take and bring the rook back. Lined up with the king? I don't know. Anyway, we saw what happened. Yeah, just keep pushing. The computer likes that. Queen D7, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that was another mistake. So my opponent's basically ignoring my attack here and just carrying on with their own attack on this side of the board, and they're worse off for it. And then they made a completely baffling move in a minute. So the computer's saying that they shouldn't have taken. They should have gone knight to d4, which is what I was thinking that they would do. But they did take. How interesting. I should have taken with the bishop, not the knight. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because it pins the knight to the queen. I didn't see that one. Okay, I took with the knight. Oh, yeah, well, I've lost some of my advantage there, but I'm still ahead. And that was a weird move. In fact, the computer's now saying mate in 6. So that was just a complete blunder by my opponent. I definitely should take with the bishop. Like, bishop takes is mate in 6, knight takes. Yeah, I'm still well in front, but it's not leading to checkmate. So bishop, the king, that's a forcing move. Look, king there. What's the computer saying? Queen h4, so that was the right move. Then g3 by my opponent, which is what they did. Mate in 4. Bishop takes. I should have just taken it. Oh, what did I think? Why didn't I see that? I should have just taken with the bishop. There. And the kings can go here or here, and either one is checkmate. So I didn't think of that one though. Instead I just moved my queen here. And then it's saying queen takes g4. Oh, they should have sacrificed their queen. Is what it's saying. But it still doesn't work because then I've still got this. No. Bishop takes g6. What? Oh, bishop takes the queen. Right, okay. Yeah. Anyway, they didn't do that. They pushed another pawn. Mate in 2, bishop takes g. Yeah, that's correct. Should have done that the first time. Yeah, okay. Well, that's another good win for me. So, hope you enjoyed that. Don't know if you learnt anything or not. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.